Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. And welcome to a Sunday stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend has been treating you well. And thanks for joining me once again here on a Sunday on the Bezos TV, where before too long, we'll be getting into some more hot and sweaty and oily mech on mech action in BTA. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming to join me once again. Always glad to see you. Glad to be here. Glad to finally have an opportunity to hang out with you guys as we get ready for that stompy robot on robot action. But man, let me tell you, chat, it has been a week. It has been a week, both for the job and for other things. So I got, we always start off with the news. So first, I'm going to start off with work this week, because what happened this week, so I told you guys I had some new folks that had started at the job and that they were relatively competent, that, they're not completely idiotic, and also they're not completely worthless. I'm saying this with a smile on my face, but I feel bad. One of the guys shot his shot. And I had to say no. And things were a little bit awkward, but to his credit, he recovered quickly. And he was like, "Oh my God, please don't tell the boss. Like, I don't want to lose my job. I just got this job. Like, please don't file sexual harassment, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "My dude, I know you haven't known me that long, but did at any point have I struck you as the type of person to react that way?" And he thought about it and he was like, "No, I guess not. But that's why you're so cool." And I was like, "I know, but at the same time, the answer is still no." Like, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that, he's been at this job for a couple of weeks and already he was just like, "You know what? Swinging for the fences." That takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of guts. It really does. So I appreciate that. I really do. But as somebody has already said in the chat, don't shit where you eat. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Just now. It never ends well. Never ends well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't even know the guy. Like, again, we've known each other for like 2 weeks. So, like, he had no shot, but it wasn't anything personal against him. It was just like, again, I've known you a couple of weeks. So anyway. So that's what happened at work this week. So that was a little bit interesting. Aside from that, I mean, man, I know I talked about this last week, but good Lord, like, it is, aside from the stuff that was already going on, like the whole nonsense with EA and that kind of, like, gaming news has just been really slow and dead this last month or so. It's just, and I know we're in that, like, build-up period to the holiday season, so most of the publishers and developers and stuff are, like, saving their energy. They're not trying to blow their load early before we get to the holidays. So, you know, it I understand why it's slow, but good lord, it's been bad this past month or so. Like it is just like we had the Steam summer sale and I didn't even buy anything. Normally I'd buy at least a couple of cheap games during every Steam sale, but I just like there was nothing out. I was like I just really didn't feel like buying anything at all. But of course, I mean, I did point out on the Discord, you know, hey, by the way, Hitman is doing their discount bullshit on their part 1, which is literally only like a quarter of the game that you can get for $5. It's essentially a demo. So yeah, like they were still doing that. I see that every Steam sale, but the temptation is always there, chat. Do you guys want to see some Hitman brain rot on the stream at some point? I mean, I know we got a lot of other stuff. We got Shadow Kerensky that I gotta play. We got Granvir that I said I was gonna play on stream for you guys because that released in 1.0 recently. There's another game coming up in the very near future called Mech Havoc. That I was given a key for that I definitely want to try out. I'm not necessarily going to play it on stream until I've actually played it like off stream to give it a chance. And also there's an embargo until the middle or the end of this month, so they've asked us not to actually post any content on it yet, but it looks fun. Splattercat did a video on it a while back, and it looked like fun. So I'm gonna give it a try offline, and then if it's something that I think is interesting and would be interesting to stream, I may share it with you guys as well. But like, there's already other games that I have coming up. There's also Valkyria Chronicles 4 that I told you guys I was gonna stream for you. So like, do we add the Hitman brain rot to the pile of things that I'm definitely gonna get to at some point? Got many bodies to burn through, like Hitman, but the monetization is so scummy it's hard to justify. Oh, no, I absolutely agree, Shinigami. That's been my complaint. Like, okay, so for the record, so that everybody's aware, I already own the original, like, well, not the original. I own New Hitman, the entire trilogy on the PS4. Because I still have my PS4. I still have all 3 of those games. And this was before they started cranking out DLC after DLC after DLC. Like, this was like when Hitman 3 came out and the trilogy was done and everything was good. Like, I still own all those on the console. So for me, having seen the monetization that IO has decided to slap on the game now that they're free of their publisher, it makes it really hard for me to justify buying the entire game again. Like, I would absolutely buy it and play it on PC. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the way that they've monetized it makes it really difficult for me to stomach and justify that purchase. So if they were to offer the entire deluxe trilogy with all the content at a very steep discount, like 40, 50, 60%, I might consider it. But that's the only way that I would buy it. That's the only way that I would buy it, is if it were offered at a very deep discount. Because again, we're talking about a game like the original New Hitman. Like, just in quotation marks, Hitman, the new, the remake, the reboot, the whatever you want to call it. That came out in 2016. That means the trilogy as a franchise, as a rebooted franchise, is almost a decade old. And yet these assholes still have the gall, still have the fucking stones to charge $70 fucking for the full package a decade later. Like, that is some Sega Warhammer bullshit right there. That is some EA, The Sims 4 is a 12-year-old game but still costs $350 bullshit. Like, that's the kind of thing that you're looking at with Hitman. So, like, I would not buy it unless it was on an extremely deep discount. but never say never. I'm just curious if you guys would be interested because, you know, it's a, like, I'm always wanting, I love the new Hitman games. They're a lot of fun. They're extremely well-made games. I just disagree with the financial practices of the company selling said game. But the game itself is outstanding. If you've never played it, and you have the opportunity to, I highly recommend it. And if you don't understand what I mean, if you don't understand what I mean, if you've never watched anybody play the new Hitman games, I would recommend, even though I hate the idea of suggesting that you give them your money, wait until a Steam sale, buy the chapter 1 or the part 1 or whatever the fuck it is. Like, when they sell it for 99 cents, go get it. Go get it. It's essentially a demo. Because it's only like the first 2 or 3 missions or like the first chapter of the game or some shit like that. It's hardly any game. But it will absolutely introduce you to the franchise and show you, if you've never played it before, it will show you why people enjoy it so much. Like, it is a shitload of fun. Got Hitman for free on Epic. Well, I mean, see, Static, the problem that I have is that I would have to go through Epic. I've said before, I don't like Epic. And it's not, like, I don't have the same irrational fear of Epic that most quote-unquote OG gamers do. There's a lot of people that just hate Epic because it's trying to compete with Steam and they like Steam. And new thing bad, old thing good. So Epic new, therefore Epic bad. The complaints that I have about Epic are, one, even now, half a decade after its introduction, it still has only a fraction of the functionality of Steam. And two, it still represents Epic's attempt to buy its way into the PC platform market, essentially using exclusivity tactics, the kind of shit that you used to see a lot more in the console space. The whole, well, we have this game and you can only get it here, therefore you have to come to us and give us your money if you want to play this game. So, like, I didn't agree with those tactics in the console era because I think it's bullshit. I think exclusivity deals are bullshit. They are inherently anti-consumer, and they do not benefit you or I as the paying customer in any meaningful way. All it does is divide communities and create incentive for people to have animosity towards each other based on the platforms that they choose to use. Again, a tactic which does not in any meaningful way benefit the consumer. In fact, quite the opposite. So, until those things change about Epic, I am going to have a problem with Epic. And because Sweeney Todd, yes, I know that's not his name is Tim Sweeney, but because Sweeney Tim thinks that he can pull a Microsoft and try to buy his way to a game's monopoly, he is not getting any of my fucking money if I can avoid it. There is one exception. I have downloaded the Epic Store for one and only one exception, and that is so that I could download the editing tools for MechWarrior 5. I have literally never given Epic a penny of my money, and I never will until they fix all of the things that I just said. Until all of those things cease to be an issue, Epic is never getting my money. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that Steam is infallible. I'm not saying that Steam is a perfect platform. Quite the opposite, as the whole payment processor debacle has recently proved worse than ever. Steam is not a perfect platform, but it is better than Epic in almost every measurable way. And until Epic can at least boast parity, I'm not even saying that they have to be better than Steam. They just have to get to where Steam is. Then perhaps I will consider it. But they're not even, not only are they not there, they appear to be making no attempts to get there. So, Anyway, that's my rant about Epic. That wasn't Steam, that was Australian Karens. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it was Steam's fault. I'm saying that the Australian Karen organization and the payment processor debacle just highlighted an issue that Steam has that I have disliked about the platform for a very long time. It's just, it brought that to the forefront where everybody could see it. Is Valve a victim in that case? Yes, mostly, but they're a victim out of convenience. They have had other options, they just chose not to exercise them for the sake of convenience and saving money. I get it. They're a business. They exist to make money. But I've never liked that about them, that they let the payment processors have so much control or de facto control over the platform, because that's not what Steam was meant to represent. Again, Steam is not a perfect platform. I make no claims that that is the case. But it's still better than Epic in every way that matters. Except for the whole paying the developers a better cut thing, but Sweeney's not doing that because he gives a shit about developers. He's doing that because he thinks that's how he's gonna buy himself a cut of the PC gaming market. Listen, because it's been getting a lot of traction in the news lately, because the media has just now gotten a hold of the term, and oh my god, they're running with it. But if you have not read In Shitification, it is a book. I highly recommend you go read In Shitification. It's a book about how, in the digital age, services lock in consumers, lock in clients, and then slowly make their platforms worse so that they can benefit from it while providing less and less value, both for the consumer and for the customers. So, understand that what Epic is offering now is only going to last as long as it takes for them to get what they want. And then once they have a market share as big as Steam, as big as GOG, they will begin the enshittification process. It's not an if, it's a when, because every platform does it, Steam included. So make no mistake that if you buy into the Epic grift, you will be part of the collective that gets fucked when Epic gets what they want. But anyway, enough gaming rant, chat. Enough gaming rant. I'm not gonna spend an hour in the preamble. We are not spending an hour in the preamble, chat. So for those of you that are not aware, again, we started a little late. I say that. It's been like a month now. We started at 1 o'clock because, yes, believe it or not, I have eaten before the stream. That is the reason for the later starts on the Sunday streams. As much as it pains me to say it, the donkeys have managed to force meaningful and positive change in my life by convincing me of the value of eating before the stream. I am now, over a month later, willing to admit, yes, eating good. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And here we are, back in the Argo, back over New Delos, back in Merrick space, and ready to get back into some BTA. We last time, unfortunately, had to put 2 names on the memorial wall. Mostly because of my hubris, because I'm an idiot, and because I tried to fight it out in a fight that we shouldn't have been in the first place. We got dropped in a valley. We were surrounded on 3 sides by Comstar for a grand total of 15 different targets, because Comstar fields 5-man lances instead of 4. And, yeah, we had to add 2 names to the wall. I was not happy about that. but we will persevere, we will move on, we will make it. We will overcome. We will not forget those who have fallen in battle, but we will move on. The company, the profits, they demand it. And Vizen says, first time joining your stream, watched your videos from YouTube. Well, thank you for joining us, Vizen, on the stream. Always glad to have folks making it over from the archive. Again, for those of you that don't know, I do have a YouTube archive where all of the VODs, when they fall off the back end on Twitch, will end up on YouTube. Right now, the YouTube series is about a month behind where we are now. So, Vizen, as always, we welcome folks coming over from the archive, but if you're worried about spoilers for the campaign, you may find yourself a little bit lost, because we've had roughly 4 streams since the latest episode on YouTube. Even so, feel free to hang out with us and spend some time with the donkeys of the cult of bad tactical decisions. But let's see, here we are, back in the Argo, ready to get to business. Again, we've got some work going on. We've got structural reinforcement for the Argo. The reason that we're doing the structural reinforcement is because that's going to lead into other upgrade trees, specifically increasing our drop tonnage, so that we can drop more and heavier equipment on the battlefield. We're doing some work on the Ballistic Awesome, specifically putting some rotary autocannons into it just to see what kind of heresy that leads to. We've got the Manticore being rebuilt. Unfortunately, Black Hydra, the pilot of the Manticore, or I'm sorry, that was my mistake. It's Wasteland that drives the Manticore. It was Black Hydra that drive the missile carrier, the LRM carrier. The LRM carrier got blown up, but we already fixed it. The Manticore got shot up, but Wasteland did in fact survive. My mistake. And I see you, Sir Galahad. Hydration incoming. Oh, that's good. That is good. Chad, you can never have enough water. You can never have enough water. Rookie died first mission. Yeah, it's not the first time. I feel like that's something of a running trend here. So, speaking of rookies, let's talk about the folks that we brought in. We brought in Brewster last time in order to replace Black Hydra, who bit the dust in the LRM carrier. And then we brought in, I believe it was Travis as well, to replace our mech pilot, which, God, we've lost so many mech pilots. I apologize, but I have to go look at the memorial wall to remind myself who it was that we lost. Oh, right, it was Digital Arc. Digital Arc in his Carmine cosplay. Killed by an ammo explosion. You hate to fucking see it. But there we go. That's the new folks. That's the new folks added to the roster. Hopefully, they will at least survive their first mission. And Nikolai of the chat on a Sunday says, "Good to see you. Hope I didn't miss anything interesting." Oh, not yet, Nikolai. You know I like to ramble at the beginning of the stream. So we're only just now getting started in the Argo, but just giving everybody a refresher of where we left off. There we go. What's the number of days mean there? So if you're talking about on the memorial wall, the days lets you know how many days and which days they were with the company. So like, for example, Arrakis and Nokarian were with us from day 0. Like, they were some of our starting pilots. And they lasted about 2 months. You see Max Dammit here is one of the pilots. He was here from day 355 to 374. So that's essentially the time that he was with us. Then, of course, we had Digital Arc and Black Hydra, both of whom were with the company earlier than Max, but died after him. Unfortunately, Max is one of those that died on his very first mission. We sent him out. It was his first mission. He got knocked down and blown up. Yeah, he didn't even last 3 weeks, which is unfortunate for him, but again, that's the luck of the draw in the inner sphere sometimes. Sometimes you just... As I've said before, sometimes you're the pigeon and sometimes you're the statue. Aside from that, I think everything else in the mech bay is in good working order. We're just, we're rebuilding, or I'm sorry, reconfiguring the Ballistic Awesome, and of course, putting the Manticore back together. Aside from that, chat, let's have a look at the command center, because we gotta get to business. We've got to get down to business to defeat the Huns. Let's see, we've got a 2.5 skull ambush convoy mission. I don't like working for Blake. I don't like working for Blake. However, 419 on a 2.5 skull mission could be really good salvage, assuming that we don't die. And for what it's worth, even though we're fighting for Blake, we're fighting against Comstar. Now, recall, last time we faced Comstar in battle, things didn't go so well. However, we have one advantage. Well, we have several advantages in this engagement. Most notably, we're in a desert. Right? Now, you're thinking, what does fighting in a desert have to do with anything related to Comstar? Well, Comstar, generally speaking, runs a lot of laser boats. They love laser boats. And that's not to say that they don't run anything else. But being in a desert means higher heat. Higher heat means laser boats are less affected. Active Morris says, as far as I know, ambush convoy isn't worth it because you can't get the loot boxes because of vehicle customization. That might, you know, now that Active Morris has said that, that actually makes perfect sense. Because we were getting loot boxes from convoys until roughly the same time that I turned on vehicle customization. I really need to see if there's a way that we can turn that off. Because it again, to Active Morris's point, it really makes it not worth it to do ambush convoy missions. You can't turn it off. Well, okay, you can't turn it off within the settings. There might be a way for me to actually dig around in the settings of the files in order to turn it off. I just have to look and see. Yeah, well, and so we know now that vehicle customization is kind of ass, but I didn't realize it when I turned it on, and once you turn it on, you can't turn it off. Specifically says it'll corrupt your save if you do. I mean, it says that, but that's also the kind of thing that you tell the average layperson. You tell the average idiot user, it'll corrupt your save, bro, just don't do it. There might be ways. I just need to look into it. I just need to look into it. So the game doesn't shit itself. Yeah, again, I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, and then I just don't do it. Of course, the other option is we just avoid ambush convoy missions unless we're absolutely forced to do it. Just back up the save first. Yeah, no, absolutely crappy. If I was gonna do that, like, anytime I'm gonna dig around in the guts of the files of the game, I always make a backup save first so I don't ruin anything. I mean, for those of you that have not watched my YouTube video on how to do portrait customization, go watch it sometime. You'll see how adamant I am about backing up your saves. For those of you that have watched the video, you already know what I mean. I'm just saying. I fully understand the value in backing up one's saves. But if the ambush convoy mission is not gonna give us any loot boxes, I don't know if it's really worth it to fight Comstar then. Do you have a backup where I'm alive? I mean, for context, Battletech keeps every save that you make in a campaign. Like, every save is an individual save. So I have every save going all the way back to the very first save when we started the campaign. Like, trust me, we got saved. But I don't reload unless there's some kind of an issue. And vehicle customization and not getting loot boxes from convoys is kind of sucky, but it's not game breaking. It just means that we have to take that into consideration. To Erst's point, we're getting Comstar salvage. I say we do it. Let's do it. Let's take the fight to the Blakists. And let's see what kind of lance we're going to put together. So, who do we have? Nobody's injured. Wasteland is still waiting on the Manticore, so we'll drop him out. The Manticore is a 60-ton vehicle, so without that, we could, in theory, either put in the Centurion. Oh, chat, can Masakari-chan finally have her debut? No, she cannot. Soon. Don't worry, Ven. You are going to be getting out there in the Masakari soon, I promise. We could do the Gladiator. Could we do the Stalker? Okay, the Stalker could technically go in. Unfortunately, we haven't played with the Stalker yet. We haven't reconfigured it. I think the best bet is either the Centurion, the Shotgun Centurion, or possibly the Gladiator instead. Well, Rockbeards, we don't have officially a Stalker. We have the little baby Stalker. This is the 75-ton variant. This is the Temu Stalker. Again, I'm okay with the idea of taking the Stalker. We just haven't done anything with it. Like, it's still in its default 4P configuration, which isn't terrible, but it's also not great. I mean, as you can see, it's basically just got one LRM-10, and then the rest is SRMs and medium lasers. Okay, not a terrible design, but not that great either. We need heavier mechs before we drop assaults in due to how the game adjusts spawns based on drop weight. No, I agree. But at the same time, for me, the dropping in assault mechs is kind of artificially... One, it's artificially increasing the difficulty, and two, it's artificially increasing the potential salvage that we could get. With that said, I'm not going to take the Stalker just because we have not taken the time to configure it yet. Let me see. We got some new pilots. Stop it, Battletech. Maybe we put in the Centurion, and then Sereni, what have you been piloting? The Centurion? Alright, outstanding. If needs be, can we do the Thor? Too heavy? Okay. I was thinking we could do the Thor, and then I would just pilot it myself as a vehicle pilot, but it would be alright. Arpia says, is your Discord closed? I don't believe so. The link might have expired. I know that when Erst set up the link, it's meant to be like a forever link, but even so, it might have expired for some reason. But it's not a closed Discord. It should have popped up, Arpia. Hold on a second. That is the link to the invite. If it doesn't work, let us know, and we can definitely look at getting that fixed. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, because I have Nightbot installed in this channel, like... I'm sorry, I can't remember. I could swear it was !links. Anyway, but like all of the commands in the channel are available anytime, even if I'm not live. So like if you need to look at the Discord, or if you want to encourage other people to look at the Discord or join the Discord, just drop in the chat literally 24/7, put in exclamation Discord, and it'll pop up a link for you. You can also do other links if, you know, you want to do stuff like that. But anyway, chat, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Warriors, prepare for combat.
I mean, to be fair, Kajibo, while we are not particularly discerning, if you play stupid games, you will win stupid prizes. Discount Dan has some wares here, right? I mean, Discount Dan has got wares all over the galaxy. He's kind of prolific that way. Oh, that's right, chat. My dad. My dad. Hold on. Yeah. I forgot the backing tracks. Apologies. Hold on a second. Alright, again. As always, you'll have to let me know if that's too loud. You'll have to let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, whatever. Okay, there we go. There's the backing music. I mean, I know Battletech has its own music as well, but it's very quiet and hard to hear sometimes. So, I've been playing some Jason Sky tracks for you guys the last few streams. Just as some backing music. And Mate resubscribed for 21 months, getting close to the 2-year mark, says, "Hi there, still driving for 2 hours, but I'm listening. Nice to catch you again after a while." Well, always glad to see you, Mate. Even if you're just listening in, thanks for joining us, and hopefully the weekend has been treating you well so far. Sorry that you gotta be driving, so you can only listen instead of watch, but I hope it's a safe and uneventful drive, and that you get home safely as always. Alright, let's get the party started. Let's see what we're up against.
Primary target on screen, Commander.
Did Darius drop us in a fucking valley again? If I didn't know better, I'd say this asshole's trying to get us killed. Okay, no, we're on relatively level footing. So it looks like we got a denial zone here. That's where we gotta stop the convoy from getting to. And the convoy is here. And then they've got some escorts. Alright. Well, we'll have to see what we're dealing with. But it says the primary target is in view, but I don't... Like, am I missing something? Because I don't see anything. We don't even have sensor contact. I see a little bubble over here.
Good to go.
Very strange. Very, very strange. Let me see. I mean, I kind of want to take the high ground, but we also need to move forward. Because this ridgeline is going to get in our way if we just try to stay stationary. So we need to be on the move. Alright, so we got a vehicle here. It's a 10-tonner, so that's probably going to be one of the convoy vehicles. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to reserve everybody to 1. And then we'll kind of just pop out of the fog of war and take our shots. But I'm gonna keep the spawn protection and see what they do. Alright, so they're gonna do the same, but that's okay. That's alright. Let me see.
Yes, Commander.
Orders.
Brewster is in the LRM. Wait. You know what? It doesn't matter. Hold on. King Bob. I'm not gonna airlift. I'm not gonna airlift because we're in close proximity to the enemy. So I'm just gonna send you forward. I don't know why. I think it's because you have to turn around, but I'm gonna send you forward to do some scouting. And you have discovered nothing. All right.
Good to go.
I'm gonna hold Brewster for now. Battletech. Battletech. There we go.
On the move, full speed.
All right, we got visual. Is that? It's a raptor. How disappointing.
Locking target.
How disappointing.
Receiving.
Alright, again, gonna keep Brewster in reserve so that we can dump those LRMs on an appropriate target once the opportunity provides itself. Let me see. I mean, I feel like we need to get ahead of the convoy, not go chasing after the escorts. Alright, that's pretty much what we're dealing with. So we got 35, 35, 20, 35, and another 35. Alright, fair enough. Okay, we got a vehicle that has moved.
Commander.
I don't know why the sprinting is being so goofy right now. It's actually kind of irritating.
Pulling off.
Let's get the rifleman moved up and take our shots.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Primary target is taking damage.
Thank you, Darius. Hey, don't shoot at my aircraft. King Bob is kind of flimsy up there.
Reporting.
Alright, let's see. Go ahead and move up. This looks like a decent shot. Actually, you know what? We got jump jets on this thing.
Here we go.
So the Blackjack is one of the few exceptions where we can take elevation without losing much mobility.
Confirmed.
Alright, we got structure exposed on the APC already.
Warning. Minimal damage.
That's good news.
Orders. On my way. Double time.
Let's hit him with the Wolverine. Again, we got very low chances to hit, but I'm still going to take our chances just in case.
Primary target
There we go.
damaged. Concentrate your fire and bring it down.
That's one down. Get home with donuts, milk, plus stuff for baking, only to hear Maria cursing at Darius. I mean, to be fair, if you spend any amount of time in this stream, you're gonna hear that a lot.
Piece of cake.
Darius is kind of the worst.
Receiving you.
Let's see. What do we got? I mean, I'm actually okay with taking this angle. The shot's a little bit obstructed, but it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Kenny says, I actively avoid any jobs that have that kind of commute. Changed jobs a few years back where that became a thing, and within 6 months I decided to move because that 1.5 hour commute one way was absolute ass. I mean, for those of you that don't remember, when I was working for that, trade company back during the holidays, that was the issue that I had with the job, was that it was like I was only going about 6 to 12 miles and it was taking me an hour and a half one way. It was a ridiculous commute just because of the traffic. And King Panzer rolling in the chat on a Sunday. Good to see you, King Panzer. Thanks for joining us as always. Glad to have you. Alright, let's take our 1 in a million chat here. I shouldn't be wasting all these missiles, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm a shooter and I like to shoot.
Hey there.
Yeah?
On the move.
And Dangerous Dave resubscribing for a 15-month. 5 months at tier 2, chat, in the cult of bad tactical decisions. Saying I'm not late. I arrive exactly at the time I intended to be here. Correct. A donkey is never late or early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. So thank you, Dangerous Dave, for the 15 months, chat. Get some green juice in the chat for Dangerous Dave, for the tier 2 sub, for the 2 subs in 1 for over a year in the cult of bad tactical decisions. We do appreciate it.
Orders?
Alright. Sereni and the Centurion. Gonna have to take a shot at this Raptor. But hey, you know what? That's what we got the shotgun LBX for.
Cry havoc.
We're not gonna get much damage, but we're almost guaranteed to hit at least one time. Let's see. Everybody else has moved.
Waiting for orders.
I think... Yep. The LRM carrier has once again managed to spawn itself in a place where we cannot use it, or where we cannot move it. Can I? There we go. Let's fire.
Taking the shot.
Alright, that's respectable enough damage. Dragon9 says, I have an 8-foot walk from my bed to my desk because I work from home. I mean, that'd be great. I would love to have a work from home job, but apparently I have rabies or something,
Waiting for
and
orders.
no company that offers work from home options is ever willing to even listen
time.
to me,
Let's go.
much less give me a job.
Got it.
And Crappy out here doing dishonor to his family name
Yeah.
by hitting the
What can I do, you
target.
fool? Double time. Let's go. I'll make them dead.
DT Lena says, y'all Americans commuting for 1 hour are fucking insane. I'm trying to think of where I heard it. I recently heard this saying again for the first time in a long time. There's a phrase that goes something like, Americans think 100 years is a long time, but Europeans think 100 miles is a long distance. I mean, to most European nations, 100 years is a drop in the bucket for how long they've existed. The United States has only existed for a little over 2.5 centuries as a unified nation. Meanwhile, the United States is fuck huge. Again, I remind people often, if you are sitting in the middle of Texas, like if you are in the middle of Texas, just Texas, not the United States, just the state of Texas, you can drive 6 miles in any direction you want and still be in Texas. Like, you can just pick a direction and drive straight, and you will still be in Texas 6 hours later. Can I do careful maneuvers from the joystick button? I can, but I didn't, because it's an LRM carrier. We're going to be able to hit regardless. Yeah, no, well, I mean, 6 hours? Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I might not have said that, but yeah.
Receiving you.
I mean, you can drive 6 hours in any direction and still be in Texas. Or, to that boy's Pat, to his point, Houston is an hour away from Houston. Yeah, like, Some of our cities are so big, it takes more than an hour to cross them. And that's without considering traffic.
Acknowledged.
So, you know, at the end of the day, it's all a matter of perspective. As with most things in life.
Ready for orders.
But, with that being said, and again, for those of you that may or may not be fans of Adam Everything on the internet,
Full speed.
one of
no
the things
target.
that he harps on pretty frequently is how American cities are not walkable. And that's because they don't have to be. European cities are built to be walkable by design because everything is so much more compact. Whereas the United States, we've never had to worry about space constraints. And so as a direct result of that, everything is spread out. The United States is a car-centric nation because we built everything around the idea of having a personal vehicle that allows you to go around everywhere. Is it safe to walk in most cities? I mean, I would argue in Europe, yeah, I mean, that's not to say there's no crime in Europe. There definitely is, but I mean, depending on where you go, obviously some cities are worse than others, but by and large, most cities that are walkable, like, it's not as if there's no police in those cities. Like, in walkable cities, the police are also walkable. Got spoiled in Tokyo because it's walkable, you have affordable trains for any time you need to go long distance. Correct. I mean, that's, again, in Japan, in Central and Western Europe, like, you can literally live within, like, a 5 to 10 block radius of your home and never have to go anywhere else for anything. Because everything you need is right there. Meanwhile, like here in the United States, I grew up in the country, in a rural area. You had to drive 10 miles just to get to the convenience store. Which meant, like, if your low fuel light turned on, like if I was coming home from work and the low fuel light on my car came on, I had to stop and get gas before I went home because I literally would not have enough gas if I drove home to then make it to the gas station in the morning. So it's one of those type of things. Anyway, chat, let us
Target
commence
for
the
an alpha
jiggling.
strike.
You guys got me on another tangent. I'm over here talking about walking cities and cars and Texas instead of talking about blowing up robots.
I live to serve.
Because this is what y'all do to me. This is the effect that the donkeys have on me. Come on, Magic Pixel. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Acknowledged.
Dark Naze, I believe it's pronounced Latus.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Are you shooting missiles at me? How dare you?
Yes, Commander.
Let me see. Jump. Jampu.
Certainly.
And who are we going to shoot at? We could shoot at the Raptor. Center torso is exposed. Or we could shoot at the Ost Scout. Arms are exposed. Or we could just take a shot at this Raven. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to take a shot at the Raven because it's got a narc launcher. I like narc launchers. But this good lord, Chet, this is a 25-ton Raptor with 2 large lasers on it. Comstar are cheating out the ass. That is some bullshit. Starting to wish I had frag ammo on this thing. That's actually an impressive setup for a 25-ton mech.
Locking on target.
Yeah, I mean, it by definition, it probably couldn't have any armor because otherwise it wouldn't have the tonnage to mount those lasers. Like, a large laser's like 7 tons. No, it's like 5 tons. So almost half the weight of that mech is just the 2 large lasers. Let me see. There is... Oh, nope, there is. I was about to say there is no world in which we get a shot at this Scout unobstructed, but I spoke too soon.
Firing on target.
I spoke too soon. Yeah, the Raptor is 50% laser. Well, more like 45% laser. But that's still an impressive percentage.
Ready for orders.
Let's see, the Treb, which is not a frontline mech, I'm gonna send to the front line anyway because I'm an idiot. And we're gonna fire the missiles at the Thorn. This is yet another case where I took a mission and we're gonna get a bunch of salvage, but the salvage is gonna be absolutely terrible.
I've been sensor locked.
Yeah, that Raven needs to go.
Commander?
That Raven needs to go. And why? Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out why the sight lines are so fucky here, but then I realized, like, see, there's this little bump here, there's this little ridge that's blocking shots. So I'm gonna go ahead and send Vergant around to try to head them off as they go through this pass. Can old heads tell me, did Myra used to have a flight suit armor on 1.0? Yes. So I did, in fact, have a pilot suit back during the 1.0 days. I am currently in the process, one of the 50,000 projects that I have going on behind the scenes is, 1, updating that pilot suit, and 2, getting it wrapped onto the 2.0 model, for lack of a better way to put it. Discord had a nice booty pic. Yes, it did in fact have gratuitous butt. So, I can't remember exactly when I posted it, but if you're curious, feel free to go look in the Discord. I think it was in the lounge. I mean, it's butt, so it should be pretty easy to find.
Thy will be done.
If you're curious.
I'll race ya.
I don't think we're gonna have a great chance to hit, but I'm still gonna take a shot at the convoy vehicle. Let's do it.
Now let's see how you handle this.
Yeah, we could have done better. It's alright. Is it really 50k? Is what 50k? King Panzer, I'm not sure what you're asking. Is what 50k?
What's up, boss?
And let me see. Careful maneuvers. Confirm. And then let's get you down off of the hill.
Affirmative.
Oh. The project testing. I mean, I exaggerate. No, it's not actually 50,000 projects. I just say that because, like... Okay, just off the top of my head, I have multiple work-in-progress outfits for the 2.0 model that I'm working on. I have a project rifle that I'm putting together that I need to take the time to do. I'm currently... I have 5 boxes of Warhammer models that I still need to build and paint and haven't had the chance to do. I have probably just as much in terms of printed 3D resin models that I have yet to work on. And then just last night, I finally decided to pull the trigger on a cosplay idea. I am not a cosplayer, Chad. I don't do cosplay. But I was finally inspired by a good enough idea that now I want to do a cosplay. It's far too late. Far too late for me to be ready this Halloween, but now I kind of want to put together a costume for next year. What kind of Warhammer models? I'm painting Cavallos Death Riders. I am 40k. Almost entirely. I have a guard army, a Tyranid army, a Sisters army, and I've been floating ideas for a Chaos army. I haven't actually started building it yet, but I've been floating ideas for one. But my first love was the guard, and will always be the guard. I'm genuinely surprised we didn't get the kill on that. That was a lot of missiles, and we did not get the kill. Please stop shooting at my VTOL. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kajibo. Like, I played the guard back in, like, 3rd edition. Like, I played Warhammer back during that era. Back when the armies were more about fluff and fun than they were about, like, super fucking Sweatlord tournament meta gameplay bullshit. Like, I played the game back when it was about having a good time and telling a story. Not when it was about selling fucking plastic crack to Sweatlords. Because that's what Warhammer is now. Don't get me wrong, if you want to spend money on Warhammer models and stuff like that, that's fine. Do you? But the game, the company, is absolutely about just selling plastic crack to Sweatlords. That's all it is now. And it makes them a shitload of money, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, that's a bad business strategy. Like, it's an outstanding business strategy. It's working very well for them. But it's driven people like me away. That's why I got a 3D printer. Because I was tired of paying 40, oh no wait, 45, oh no wait, 50, oh no wait, 60, oh no wait, $75 for 10 fucking plastic army men. Or, I'm sorry, $55 for one character. Sorry, I refuse to believe that whatever you've, like, I don't give a fuck what you put in that box. It ain't worth that. So, that's why I got a 3D printer. I can spend $60 on a bottle of resin and print $700 worth of equivalent minis that would have cost me $700 if I bought them from Games Workshop. Is resin a little harder to work with? Sure. Is it cheaper? 1000%. Then Troubleshooter gifted us up the Kenny the Rocket Scientist. Thank you, Troubleshooter, for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. And Kenny, welcome back into the cult of bad tactical decisions. Anyway, y'all stop distracting me, god damn it.
Orders?
It's been an hour and a half and we're only like, we're 2 fucking turns into the first mission of the day. Y'all stop distracting me, damn it. I'm never gonna get anything done. I have a bad enough problem with never getting anything done. Stop making it worse. Man, just completely screwed the pooch on that one.
Did not hit.
Let's just say Travis is probably not gonna be known for his accuracy.
I'm under heavy fire.
Oh, don't worry, Kenny. I have, not only do I have a ventilation fan, but I have the whole thing right next to an open window in my bedroom. So, like, all I gotta do is flip on that switch, and it's got a little ducting that goes to the printer, and it just sucks all the fumes out the window. So yeah, no, I did like everything else,
Commander.
just like streaming. I definitely did my research before I ever got into 3D printing and made sure that I was doing it safely.
Copy that.
Actually, let's target prediction with Crappy, because we got some rookie pilots on the field, and I feel like we're definitely going to need it. Don't shoot at the rifleman. It's made out of paper mache.
Light damage. Holding firm.
The APC you can shoot at. Go ahead and continue to shoot at the APC. It's a tanky boy. This APC has as much armor as a fucking assault mech, so I'm 100% okay with them shooting at the APC.
Ready for
Let's
order.
see. Vio in the Panic at the Disco. Do we go for the melee, or do we just go for Speedy Boy shenanigans? Because I'm thinking it's Speedy Boy shenanigans. Yep, Speedy Boy shenanigans. Let's see, we got the Burrow flatbed, we got another flatbed, we got another Raven, another Raven. I'm gonna take some shots at this flatbed. See if we can
All
take it out.
weapons are go.
I mean, we did some respectable damage. Today I learned that tandem SRMs are silly as fuck. Oh, it's only dealing 1 damage, even if it's to the structure. Why would you, just blow up the end weapons? Yeah, it's kind of stupid. Like, tandem warheads are really good. They are, like, stupidly good.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Oh man, the boys are getting stuck in with us. It is odd for Comstar to be so
Good to go.
willing to just run in there and get stuck in. I'm kind of surprised. This is gonna be a bad idea for you though, because I can melee you, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So enjoy getting bullied by a 60-ton mech.
Physical attack. Let's get this done. That's a hit.
Is that the smart thing to do? No,
Damn,
not
let's
really.
do this.
But we also don't do the smart
Hostile
thing.
removed.
So I have the tonnage advantage. I'm absolutely gonna use it. King Bob, you are taking some hits, my friend. Let's get you out here and have a look
Roger
at...
that.
Oh, it's a heavy-wheeled APC. Alright, well, I'm good with that.
Roger.
Well, we'll just do some damage at long range while keeping my man mobile.
I'm receiving you.
Arcos, taking some hits, that's alright. The APC has a turret, so we just need to be facing the right direction,
Heading out.
and then I
Full
can
speed.
shoot at anybody, anywhere. Including this Thorn.
Confirmed.
Suck machine guns, loser. Yeah, he's stuck in the mountain, but
What's the plan?
I'm not gonna show mercy because of that. That's his problem, not mine. Let's see. Who do we want to shoot at? I mean, I could take a shot at the Ost Scout. Maybe we get lucky. I kind of want to take shots at the vehicles, though. 77%, 72, 82. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 82% chance. How much structure do you have? Turret. 25, 25. Okay, so here's the deal.
Firing!
I can probably get a technical kill on one of these things in a
Stand
couple of
by.
turns, just from dealing damage directly to the structure. Wolverine, go give him the business. Actually, we can punch. Nah, I want the raw damage. Let's go for the raw damage.
Confirmed.
You kick for damage, you punch You punch for stability.
I think I hit something good.
Let's see. Dragon Master in the trab. You can only charge... I kinda don't think that's a great idea, but I also kinda want to do it for the memes. Chad, do we charge for the memes? I mean, it's 40 damage, 25 times 1 plus 15. It could... I mean, I don't think it'll hit the head, but it could hit the head. Let's do the... We're doing it for the memes, chat.
Heading out.
And just like that, he was having a bad day.
I'm here.
Let's see. Who else? I mean, I'm actually okay with, like, rolling around here and then just plugging a shotgun right in his tailpipe. And yet somehow the Ost Scout has survived. But he's taking a dirt nap. And he panic ejected. I mean, I would too. It's not looking great for him right now. It is not looking great for him right now.
Coordinates received.
Let's take a shot at the Senator cell.
Fire in a full salvo.
And there goes the arm.
Give him everything
Oh,
you
well,
got.
never mind. Engine destroyed.
Hostile eliminated.
Engine destroyed. And Cody88 in the chat on a Sunday. Good to see you, Cody. Thanks for joining us as always. Glad to have you. And hopefully the weekend has been treating you well so far. Let's see. Who's up next?
Yes, Commander.
Travis, time to go. Let's see what we can do. Actually, I think I'm gonna move him around the side here because we need to start putting some hurt on these convoy vehicles. And that's never gonna happen if we don't actually start moving in that direction. So I'm gonna turn off one of the autocannons and we'll just fire away.
Target confirmed.
There we go.
Onward! No retreat!
That's another vehicle down.
Ready for orders.
I think Brewster is the last one for us this turn. Not even gonna move so we can maximize the accuracy. Think I take a shot at the Raven. I'm getting tired of the ECM shenanigans.
Firing full complement on it.
Plus, if I recall correctly, somebody keeps reminding me over and over again that Artemis missiles get a bonus to direct fire accuracy. Couldn't imagine who that could be.
Commander.
Let's see. Crappy versus a Raven. Nah, I won't do that. I will instead shoot you in the side of the head with a Gauss rifle at point blank range.
Here it comes.
And
neutralized.
yeah, so he just put that straight through the entire mech, apparently.
Waiting for
Let's
orders.
see, Vio. I mean, at this point, we can afford to be dumb. So let's vigilance up. And then, can we get this monkey in the back? Probably not. All right, we'll get him in the side instead. Go for the kick and the full alpha.
Whoa.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. I love having enemy reinforcements drop in just in time to see the last of the convoy they're trying to rescue get obliterated. Green chickens just had that pleasure, and now I have the chance to salvage a royal exterminator. Which is the exterminator? I remember the executioner, but I don't think I remember the exterminator. Let's see.
I copy.
Let's shoot him in the back. Turn off one of the larges.
Putting one in the back. Mech warriors.
And there
show
goes
what
another
you've got.
vehicle.
Hope we can
65-ton headhunter. Ah.
salvage that. What's up, boss?
King Bob, still doing your thing. Go ahead and continue to
problem.
harass
On my
this
way.
vehicle.
Fire it.
And the structure's exposed.
That hit something good.
Yeah, it did. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you've decided that's how you want to die. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
I mean, ultimately, it's your choice.
Acknowledged.
Let me see.
How
Megas.
might I help?
Way out in the back line here. We'll just keep the evasion up and continue to shoot at the enemy. Or not, because we don't have a shot at anybody. That's okay, too.
Commander.
Zombie wolf. What do we got? I mean... Yeah,
Heading
I'll
out.
charge the Raven with a Wolverine.
Putting my weight into it.
No regrets. No regrets.
Ready for orders.
Dragon Master, let's go ahead and we'll get in there, kick the truck, and then shoot it with the missiles,
Locked on for physical attack.
as you do. And again, somehow, the donkey
Your
survives.
command.
I'm calling it the donkey because that's its actual name. It
On
is
the
the
way.
burro, which is donkey.
Got it, Commander. Oh, hell
Didn't
yeah.
survive that one though.
That's a kill. Waiting for orders.
Let's see. Vergant in the Huron Warrior. I don't think we're going to be able to get into melee range, but we can get into
Roger.
shooty pew pew range. I'll even precise strike to lower your initiative as well. I'm surprised he survived that volley. Madcap says, sucks to be me, off to work. Monday mornings, bite the big one. Catch you on the VODs. Alright, Madcap, well thanks for hanging out, as always. Sorry I gotta go to work on a Monday, but of course, gotta make that money. So we don't blame you. Good luck at work. Again, hopefully it's quick and uneventful so you can get back to enjoying your time off.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Brewster, give me a precise strike, and then we're gonna dump all the missiles onto this loser.
Acknowledged.
And there's the structure exposed.
Take that. Orders.
Travis is ready to move.
Moving to position.
Doesn't have a great shot, but I'll take the shot regardless.
Firing.
And there's the kill. Outstanding.
Well done. Here we go. One less target.
And then that just leaves the one vehicle stuck in the side of a mountain.
Standing by. Confirmed.
Let's see if Crappy can do the job.
On it.
He can indeed do the job and send that vehicle into the atmosphere. It's still airborne. There we go. There it is. Araka says, DMing a one-shot that turned into a two-shot. Kobold Cave. I've rolled like 8 nat 20s, and the Barb had like 3 nat 1 in a row, followed by 2 3s. I mean, have you considered going to Vegas? Seems like you might be on a hot streak.
Mission successful.
And there we go, chat. That's a successful mission under our belt. Apparently no loot boxes because of vehicle customization, but hopefully we get some decent salvage out of the deal. Again, Laura in the chat on a Sunday. Good to see you, Laura. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're having a good weekend so far. And if not, hopefully it'll be a little better now that you're here. Let's see. Decent experience all around. Let's see what the salvage is looking like. I mean, we're not going to get full salvage on anything, I don't think. There were 2 ravens on the field, though, so we could potentially pick up one of those. Let me see. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot else to be excited about. I mean, a 280 core could be good. But I think we can just grab some raven parts, put together a raven. That can be the majority of our payday for this mission. And then sell whatever we get otherwise. Can get the E-War kit. I mean, we already have some E-War stuff in the cargo hold, and by putting together a raven, we'll get even more. So let's see what RNG this is gonna give us. Battletech? There we go. Don't need any more medium lasers. Don't need machine guns. We don't need case because we don't use it in this company. I have 19 LRM ammo, so I don't need that. I will keep the narc beacon ammo, though. And then we got some mech parts to sell. Then we're making a Rack 20 Raven with a Rack 2 on the nose. I mean, I feel like it would knock itself over if he did that, but Battletech is a game about Mech Bay heresy, ultimately, so 5 out of 5 stars. No notes.